Hey guys, it's About Town Deb and my Sassy Soul Sister, Yvonne.
I'm here for my sister. Absolutely.
So happy you're here.
Thank you.
They got to stay tuned.
Yes.
Because what are we going to be talking about? This is kind of your gig.
Yes. So today we're going to do the bestseller list. We're going to talk about what is philanthropy, 12 acts of kindness, and some things going on in the art world, specifically the Reno Philharmonic.
I love it. So stay tuned.
In Nevada near the silver mines, there's a kind-hearted woman. She's looking so fine, always taking care of her community. Bringing folks together is her cup of tea. She's out on the road and all over the web with a big smiling heart. It's About Town Deb.
And welcome to this episode of City Talk with About Town Deb and my Sassy Soul Sister, Yvonne Murphy.
I'm here for you always. I miss you when we're not together.
I know.
I'm like, who else is sitting in the chair? What are they talking about?
She's always number one. She knows it. But we are so excited because, fall is here.
Fall is here.
And there's, it takes that time to let the leaves fall off. Well, they're not falling off yet, but they will be.
Sweaters. We get to wear sweaters and warm clothes.
I love sweaters. Yes. I'm so excited about that. And we were just talking about hairstyles. So I said we're kind of twinning today with a ponytail.
We got the ponytail going
And I just love putting the hair in a ponytail with a nice sweater and a scarf.
So lovely.
So we're really excited about being back on about the fall and about being back on set. Well, let's thank our sponsors. So
let's do that.
Crystal Basin Cellars out of Camino area, Apple Hill area. Surratt Law Practice, Family Law. She's been by my side, as I say, forever. Grille, and it's so gorgeous there right now.
It is. Sitting on the river.
It's not quite as hot.
Yes.
And they have the twinkling lights.
Yes.
And Wednesday, today, when you're watching this tonight at 5:00, I want you to, if you're in the Reno area and you would love to support Northern Nevada Children's Cancer Foundation,
fantastic.
It's Natalia's night. And we talked about this on one of the previous shows where I want to see, if you go to Northern Nevada Children's Cancer's website, you'll see a list of there's 11 restaurants participating. Fabulous. So you just go to the restaurant and they donate a portion for the whole evening.
Win-win for everyone.
It's a win-win. And if you go to Wild River Grille, I will be pouring the About Town Deb Sauvignon Blanc and the red blend, and I will have a huge raffle basket, and you could buy tickets. And 100% of the raffle tickets that night go to the Children's Cancer. And Tahoe Blue had donated Tahoe Blue vodka for the golf tournament I did with them. And I skimped towards the end and I saved 2 big bottles and I'm giving them back to Wild River Grille, and they're doing a signature drink.
Nice.
So 100% of that cocktail for the whole night goes as well. So the cocktail, the raffle tickets,
fantastic.
And I may have some more little goodies that I'm going to give, help give us a reason to support them. So
that is wonderful because it really leads into one of the things I want to talk about today because you're doing it. Philanthropy. So, people always say to me, Yvonne, what is philanthropy? And it's basically the art of giving. And for me, I learned about philanthropy. I was 10 years old and I was looking at a copy of a Town and Country magazine, and it talked about all these beautiful women and these fabulous couture gowns they were wearing. And they were going to the American Heart Association ball or the cancer, this, that, or the other. And I thought, when I grow up, I want to be into that whole philanthropy thing because that fits my personality. It's truly the art of giving. And I looked up the official definition and it said the desire to promote the welfare of others, expressly for the purpose of generosity through donations and time for a good cause. So philanthropy is important, and
I'm going to read
we know that's part of the work that I do at the Renowned Health Foundation. And this is a beautiful time for me to share with you that as we're doing our year-end pledge, Renowned is a not-for-profit hospital. And we always have been, even when we were the original county hospital. So as a not-for-profit hospital, we rely upon the generosity of our community to cover the gap between people who can afford the health care they need, but many people cannot. And at Renown, we render first-class care to everyone, no matter your ability to pay. So without philanthropy, we wouldn't be able to do that. So it's a loving way to give to your community. And a healthy community is an intelligent community. So philanthropy is important.
Not that I planned this. This was her show. My quote not knowing what she was going to say. Here it goes again.
Okay.
So a life is not important except in the impact it has on other lives.
Absolutely.
Jackie Robinson. Yep. So we want to ask you, what are you doing today, tomorrow, what you've had done to impact others? And, your family members, your coworkers, your community. I feel like, I probably go overboard sometimes and I probably give more than I should. But for me, if I have anything a little extra, I would just feel like somebody else may not have it, whether it's cleaning, which, they'll be proud of me. She tells me we talk about purging and going through stuff you don't need.
You've purged.
I have been purging.
And so in that purging, that's another act of philanthropy because you take your excess and you make it available to people who don't have as much. And so your generosity, that act of kindness, blesses other people.
So I'm so excited about that.
I've been on her about purging for a while.
Oh yeah, I'm actually doing it. Like this is a real deal. I can show photos of things that are empty. Good. So I'm very excited about that. I also do want to also, since where we're sitting, so we are at the Musicians Rehearsal Center in Sparks, Nevada.
And we thank them for their hospitality.
And Christian is amazing. He's the man behind the curtain. And you heard that little theme song, Dee Dee James wrote it. We haven't composed it or put anything else with it yet. So that's just him playing the guitar, 20 minutes composing it. And he's moving, he is moving to Reno November 1st.
Oh,
and
he's
got gigs already at the biggest little steakhouse at the Lodge on Mount Rose. I haven't been there yet. And Engine 8 Urban Winery and quite a few places. So anyway, he's one of the reasons I'm purging because he'll be my roommate. So I needed to clean out a room.
Okay, we needed to make room,
and that's what it's about. So we're really excited you're here today. When we come back from the break, we got a book review. We've got all kinds of stuff because Yvonne is all up on the news, and I just depend on her. So hang tight. It's About Town Deb and Yvonne will be right back.
Now more than ever, family matters, and Surratt Law Practice has your family in mind. Kimberly Surratt and her team have been helping maintain healthy families through their holistic approach to adoption and surrogacy, child custody, estate planning, and more for over 13 years. Your family law concerns are in caring hands with Surratt Law. Schedule your private consultation with a compassionate Surratt Law Practice team member today by calling 775-636-8200 or visiting lawyersforfamilies.com. Surratt Law, where family matters.
You're enjoying this episode on Angel Phoenix Productions Podcast Network. To explore a complete lineup of quality programs and media production services, head on over to angelphoenix.com or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Angel Phoenix Productions.
She's out on the road and all over the web with a big smiling heart. It's About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back. It's Deb and Yvonne, my Sassy Soul Sister.
I'm here to support you always. Aww. What did you do last week? What was happening in your world prior to today?
More events, as you know. Always. So Dorinda's chocolate. They support About Town Deb, and I support them. They had their last Dorinda's wine and chocolate tasting for the summer season. So and it was incredible. Nice. And the really cool thing was last year I go and take photos and I perky Debbie and I just chat with everybody who's there. And there was this beautiful woman who last year was at this big table. I want to say she was celebrating like her 80th something birthday with a little crown on her head.
Nice.
And she was back there this time and she goes, "Oh, are you going to get my photo again?" So it's become a tradition for her with her family.
Nice.
And she remembered, and we took a whole bunch of photos. So I really do love that Dorinda's providing a place in our community where people do celebrate. And it's locals that are there, and you see the same people.
I love it.
I love that. And if you miss that, if you like Frey Ranch whiskey and you like chocolate.
Salted caramel.
Well, they do have their salted caramel is my favorite.
So good.
But they created a whiskey chocolate with Frey Ranch, and it was so popular they keep doing but everybody wants it. So on October 13th, Whiskey and whiskey and chocolate pairing.
Whiskey and chocolate.
And it's going to be at the Village at Ranchera. So if you're familiar, it will be there. And it's going to be wonderful. And each guest, you're going to get a multiple courses of whiskey and chocolate, including handmade truffles and cocktails made with both Free Ranch bourbon and whiskey.
Sounds exciting.
And, there might even be a special appearance by our famous chocolate drizzled candied bacon. Who doesn't love candied bacon? Oh my God. Yeah. It actually is really good, just so you know. And if you're still thirsty, they're going to have libations. Is that how you say that? Libations at Grafted Whiskey and Wine Bar. So it's going to be pretty cool. So definitely check out the Village at Ranchera and Dorinda's.
Fantastic.
And if you miss that before that even, there's the whiskey and chocolate pairing at Shim's, which is a cool little speakeasy on 3rd Street. So you have plenty of time for more chocolate. You haven't missed out. And that's a great gift to give people, chocolate and whiskey.
It's good to tell people what's going on.
And they're going to have live jazz at the Shim's one. So we want to do that.
Very nice.
And anyway, and El Dorado Wine Region, where they had to postpone their event I had been talking about due to the mosquito fire. So it is now October 22nd. It is going to be a winecation. So you can escape and you could explore, and each tasting room that you go to will have a vacation type of adventure, like you're in Paris or you're here. So it's going to be really cool. So that is kind of things that are happening that you can join. And so let's go on with philanthropy.
Well, let's talk
wait, one more. Big Brothers, Big Sisters. That's philanthropy.
It is.
So that's what I did. I also did that. So Saturday night at the GSR, it was the Big Brothers big event they have. Little Chefs Big Gay Luz. Because when COVID hit, they had to separate. Yes. So there's 3. I think there were 3, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. I went to the one on Saturday night, thanks to the United Federal Credit Union. They invited Jazzy, George, and I, and it was so cool to see the people in our community, again, the same people and new people, and the restaurants who were donating their time with the appetizers, and it was just good. And
it's a good time to get together and to help.
It was beautiful.
So it's beautiful.
Now I've done it all. So that's what I've been busy, girl, doing philanthropy in our community. So you tell us more.
So let me tell you about more about philanthropy and talking about last Friday, the Stacy Matheson did this beautiful program at the Nevada Museum of Art called Art for Recovery.
I am bummed I was not there.
It was fantastic, a great showing, wonderful food and drink, beautiful crowd, raised a nice amount of money to help with mental health in our community. And again, that's philanthropy at work. She is truly devoted and committed to that. So let me tell you a little bit more about what I do with philanthropy as it relates to my job. I work for the Renown Health Foundation. I am the ambassador. And my specific cause, there's many different divisions within Renown, but my passion is the William N. Pennington Cancer Institute, because as most people know, in my life, there has been some tragedy related to cancer. So I decided that my work should focus on my life experience. And so I can relate to everything from the diagnoses through treatment, through surgery. And in some cases, I had family members that did not survive. But the dignity and the work that goes into making a cancer patient comfortable, providing them with the very best of scientific care, and so on and so forth. So the William N. Pennington Foundation did bless Renown with a wonderful gift this year. And so if you're in the area of the hospital and you're riding around in that community, you'll see that one of the buildings has been renamed the William N. Pennington Institute for, cancer. And so William N. Pennington Cancer Institute. So it's lovely. But the last thing I want to say about philanthropy is I had someone say to me, that's only for rich people. No. And I need to correct you. So this is how it works. If you send me $5, your $5 will go to work. 50, 500, 5,000, 50,000, 500,000, 5 million. It's not about that. What it's about is you giving and someone else receiving your gift. And so we're good stewards, and we're good responsible fiduciaries in such a way that your contribution is protected legally, it's tax deductible, you get all of the professional paperwork that you need for your tax return. It is, again, tax deductible. And so We welcome your donations. We welcome your interest. I can arrange for people to tour the Institute. Ooh. It's an amazing facility with a lot of dedicated people doing some really great work. And so if you have some interest in that, again, I'm Yvonne Murphy and I'm with the Renown Health Foundation, and we're at 245 East Liberty Street. The 400 is my suite number. And you can just be in touch and drop me a note. Drop by and we can make things happen in that department. And in one of your future podcasts, young lady, you will have a guest.
This is a big
two guests.
Deal. I'm excited.
Steve Shell, who's in charge of the Stacey Matheson Mental Health Facility, will be with you, and a very wonderful young man that I work with, Reese Olander. And you'll find that they will provide you with all the information you need to know about philanthropy and mental health and what we're doing in our community to help people.
So William and Pennington Foundation, I love them.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why I love them is that between now and I want to say January, the end of January, I don't have the exact date, they double every donation up to $500,000 for Northern Nevada, our own local Children's Cancer Foundation. So if you go to Natalia's night and you buy one, let's say the drink is $10, that's $20. And you get to enjoy it. You buy a raffle ticket for $10. Yes. It's worth, well, the raffle tickets aren't that expensive, but it's doubled. And then if you go to abouttowndeb.wine or to abouttowndeb.com and you look at my Crystal Basin link, between now and then, if you purchase your wine online through Crystal Basin, I normally donate $1 of every bottle all the time to Cancer Foundation. If you do it now, it's $2. It's doubled.
It's a beautiful
So really,
thing.
so when you said it could be, it actually can be.
It does matter.
You can buy a raffle ticket for $5 and I'm donating to the Cancer Foundation, and that's really $10 right now. So
it's a beautiful thing.
It's a way, we just got to remind people, and it's not the huge amount. I don't have that kind of money, but I can take 2 carloads to St. Vincent's, and knowing that I'm never going to wear that outfit, or I'm not going to use that blender that's not out of the box that I thought I'd use. I'm just saying, if I haven't opened a box in 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, I don't need it. So that's my say on.
And speaking of which, if someone wants to contact me, you can write to me at yvonne.murphy@renown.org. Okay, so 3 things I want to share with you about what's happening in the world of literature. The New York Times bestseller list has 3 great books on them. I've read all 3, and please, 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 this is the season for reading. The fall and the winter, you wrap up with a blanket, you cuddle up,
fireplace
you got a hot cup of tea, you got the fireplace on. My favorite 3 books are, number 1 is It Ends With Us. It Ends With Us. So just look it up on your computer.
A teaser about it?
No, I'm not going to give you a teaser.
That is so not fair.
I know it's not fair, but
a little bit. Is it romantic?
I want to engage people in such a way that they do the work, and then that makes it a reciprocal relationship.
Give us a little, just a tiny.
No, I shan't do it. I just.
Is it about? It's about people.
If you look it up, then you'll know.
Okay, what is it called again?
It Ends.
I'm looking it up
with
while she talks.
Okay. The second book is still in the movie theaters. It was a great movie as well. Where the Crawdad Sings.
I need to see that.
It's an amazing, amazing movie, and nor shall I tell you about that, because then you wouldn't do any work.
That is so not fair.
And the third book is Love on the Brain. Maybe that's the clue is in the title. So It Ends With Us, Where the Crawdad Sings, and Love on the Brain. So
is there a reason why you read Love on the Brain? I'm just saying.
Well, I've got some love on the brain myself, and I've got good reason to have love on the brain.
So if you have love on the brain, this could be a good book. I'm just trying. You gotta give them some reason.
Is there
romance going on in your life right now?
Where a book is concerned, that people need to do the work, because if you tell them, they just won't do it. So it's like hearing a beautiful piece of music, and people go, well, "It's all relative. It's how you interpret it." So I shan't tell you. I just won't. Okay, so. I have 12 acts of kindness. Do we have time to do that? I don't know that we do.
I'm gonna tease her a little bit more, because we have a few, just like under a minute left.
Yes.
Can you just even the love is in the brain? I mean, is it is there hormones going on?
No, I'm not going to tell you, Debbie.
She is not fair. It is not fair. I'm going to have. Is it an ebook? Can we do ebooks?
I'm sure you can. They're all available at Amazon. They're all available at Barnes & Noble.
Okay.
And you can probably get a little snippet if you cheat and look on your phone. But then
I'm going to cheat.
I want you to read the book, the entire book.
Actually, now that I'm purging, I'll have room for more books. So I think it's a good...
Share your books.
I am. I'm donating my books. Okay. And then I'll get new books. So we're going to take a little break. When we come back, we're going to talk about
12 acts of kindness. And I want to tell you about some things happening with the Reno Philharmonic.
Ooh, we'll be right back. It's Deb and Yvonne.
Bye.
You're enjoying this episode on Angel Phoenix Productions Podcast Network. To explore a complete lineup of quality programs and media production services, head on over to angelphoenix.com or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Angel Phoenix Productions.
You know that's what she said. Come on, let's have some fun with About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back. It's Deb and Yvonne. I was looking at, I cheated during break and looked at some of these. I love that she's picked everyday things that we all can do.
I did.
And kindness is so important.
Kindness is important.
And I can't wait for you to share. I have one that I like here a lot.
Okay, I'm going to get to them. So here's the deal. When I was thinking about philanthropy, I also thought about where does that come from? And that really comes from your heart and your desire to be kind and giving and loving and loyal. And I thought, well, what would that look like? What would 12 acts of kindness look like? Like everyday things for everyday people that don't require anything special. So here's the 12 things I came up with. Send a handwritten note to someone you appreciate. Can you, I don't know how you feel about your mail, but most people have junk mail, bills, and very few items of kindness. To have a handwritten note from someone who bought a card or took a piece of paper, addressed it, put a stamp on it, and sent it to you, that takes effort and time, and that means a lot.
So with that said, a good segue to my Hello Grandma B shout out and Ellie, because Grandma B has, she literally she doesn't drive, so she gets on a bus. She goes to Target and she spends forever looking at every card. She reads it. Then she buys little stickers and we give her stickers and she puts stickers on them and she writes beautiful messages and looks up quotes and she cuts them out and puts them in it. So when I go to the mailbox, I know at least once a week, I'm going to have a handwritten, hand addressed card. And if any of my friends who need a pick me up, she sends them a card. But the fact that she literally goes and she searches.
It's so nice to receive something for no reason at all. You know, honestly, I expect birthday cards. People remember my birthday and I appreciate that. But what about when you get a card for no reason? And a month that you have nothing going on and someone just took the time to stop to acknowledge you, I just think that's precious. So a handwritten note to me is a gift and I think it's important. I like giving food gifts in baskets. A very inexpensive place to buy a food gift is Urban Home Goods.
Home Goods.
Which is part of the Marshall division.
But they have...
So they have boxed chocolates and cookies and various things that are in gift packages. And you can throw that in a gift bag with some tissue. It's a food gift. People get to enjoy it. Shortbread cookies with tea or chocolates or whatever the case may be. And they're affordable. So the food gift basket ideal, one gift or multiple food gifts. I think that's nice because people like that sort of thing in the fall. To be a friendly driver. We have a lot of angry drivers out there. A random act of kindness is don't be so aggressive.
Or
don't give people the finger. Don't cut people off.
They might shoot you. I wouldn't do that. Be a nice driver. That's an act of kindness. I'm a very polite driver. I got to tell you, I'm one that goes, go ahead. And when they let me, I'm like, I like waving, thank you. Right. I always say thank you when they let me in. I always let people in. I'm probably getting to be where I'm like, you don't really want me driving at night because I drive too slow and I can't see very good. But in the daytime, because I drive more in the daytime, I really do. If I see anybody that is trying to get in front of me, I always let them in. Because you know how scary it is? You're trying to get on a freeway and no one's letting you in. Yeah.
I like scary. The idea that you say thank you. I
always wave.
Because I also think that I'm a little put off when you do something polite, and people just walk past you and don't even acknowledge it, say please and say thank you.
Well, didn't you grow up with that?
Well, I did. It's a generational thing for sure. But it covers a multitude of fault.
I could not even use a gift I got as a child until a handwritten thank you note was said. Yeah, I was not allowed to play with a gift until then.
So something nice that happened to me the other day in the Starbucks line. The person in front of me paid for my drink. I got up to the window and she said, the family in front of you paid for your drink. Now, I don't even understand how that works because I had a drink and I had a chocolate croissant and I'm thinking, okay, thank you. So then I decided to pay for the people behind me.
I do that.
So I just gave her a $20 bill and said, for however long this covers the next one or two cars, tell them it was the lady in front of them.
I've said that before. I love that. And it's such a cool surprise.
Maybe we did that at a series of people. I
totally agree with that.
But that was lovely. So playing it forward.
But don't, like when you said the thank you, I think holding a door open.
For sure.
I have this big thing about if I'm going into a market and I open the door and I see people coming, I wait. And they're like, no, I'm like, no. Yeah. I cannot close a door on anybody. I don't care who it is. I will wait.
I wait. And I think it's proper and it's good manners and it's good protocol. And quite frankly, especially if it's an elder or someone who may be in a wheelchair or on crutches or somebody pushing a baby stroller, they've got their hands full. We should be nice to other people.
So I totally agree with that.
Yeah, saying please and thank you, playing it forward. I got as a gift from someone in a younger generation, their playlist.
I've gotten that before.
That is a nice gift because you get to hear the music that inspires other people. And it's like a gift that keeps on giving. So a little playlist that you can put together on a zip drive or
I guess now it'd be a device you could even just send them a link. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know that one of my girlfriends, every year, another girlfriend picked out all of Sandy's favorite songs or that we all would listen to. And it'd be a CD back then. Yeah. She'd give her a CD every year with all these cool songs.
You know, the newer cars don't have CD players in them anymore. So you've got to do it in a high-tech format.
You can put it like in like Spotify or Pandora, one of those, and then you just share that link with them, I think.
Okay, well, you young people know more than I do, but if you can figure out how to share your playlist, that would be great. Another random act of kindness is to be easy on yourself. Most of the people in my life who are stressing are far too involved in negativity in such a way that it's some of it's negative, some of it's toxic, some of it's just sad, but be gentle with yourself for crying out loud. You don't need to beat yourself up. None of us are perfect. Well, with the exception of yours truly, but none of us are perfect. And so just roll with it. Be easy on yourself.
Give yourself grace.
Stop talking about your wrinkles and your hair and the this, that, and the other. Just be gentle with yourself. Life is tough enough. You don't need to beat yourself up. I'm really about giving an elderly neighbor some flowers. Now, I'm not talking that you got to go out and buy some grand bouquet. In every grocery store, including Walmart, you can get a bunch of flowers, $12, put them in a mason jar if you want to. Put them in a vase that you have that you're not using. But giving older people flowers for no reason, they're very touched by it. And, you know, we have a tendency to send flowers when people leave this world, but what you really ought to do is give it to them while they can see them and smell them. So I'm all about giving flowers to an elderly.
So speaking of neighbors, I'm going to add one other thing, because this is done for me every week and I should be doing it for him. So my neighbor, Dave, and his beautiful wife, they're right next door. And he has been taking my trash out and recycle out for over a year. Takes it out, puts it back in. If he sees like the sprinklers leaking, he says, "Hey, Deb." And so I'm like, I should be doing that for you. And it's something that he does, and he just does it. And I'm so touched. It's like,
you can do the same thing for him, or you can bake him some cookies, or you can buy him a pie. Or
I actually do. I do pie and I do flowers.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
This is good. So, and you don't even have to bake the pie, because quite frankly, Costco makes a great pie. Just buy somebody a pie, and just it's just the idea that you went through the motions and the effort to do it.
I like that one.
I think to volunteer at school, church, or work for any sort of project is a wonderful thing. I think a video message to your family members or friends is a really cute little gift.
And you know what's cool about that? Because this is like being raw. I mean, so Emily, one of my friends, amazing friend, Emily Reese, she knew she was going through cancer and she knew it was close. So she went and left messages. She left me a message and she said, Deb, I want you to have grace for yourself. I want you not to beat yourself up. I'm so proud of you. And she left me this very emotional message. And she said, you be sure to save this. And I have it saved. And when I'm having a rough day, I go, hey, Emily, and I listen. And I really do feel like that message, and because you don't know. And I did videos of my dad. I did videos of Uncle Ray. So I will be at the funeral service I'll be out next week. But the family said, hey, Deb, you're the one that takes all the photos. So I went through years of photos. I sent all the photos to the family. And then I went, I found a video I did with him. And I asked Uncle Ray about his work and his family. And I forgot I had done it. And I put it together for the family and I sent it to them.
We have time for me to tell you this. When I found a time in my life when I made a video was during COVID. And during COVID, the first time we heard the word COVID and we were in true lockdown, that first 90 days of 2020, March 2020, I was so frustrated that I couldn't leave the house. You're not supposed to talk to your neighbors. Don't go to the grocery store. Don't touch anything. So I started making videos to send to my friends where I would just share the frustration. Well, it made me do two things. It made me get up and spruce up a bit and put a bandana on or some fabulous situation, hair, clothing, whatnot. I made these videos to say, hey, this is what I'm struggling with. This is what's happening over here. Is anybody listening? Does anybody care? And I made this series of videos that I sent to a handful of people. And I think it was a great way to connect with people when I couldn't physically be with them. So I know that everyone kept those videos, and from time to time people will say, do you remember those videos you sent me during COVID? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. But I just poured my heart out and said, hey people, I need somebody to call me. I'm missing human contact. I need to talk to some people. Now, since then we fast forward, we know I have a wonderful, better half now. And so I get a lot of my emotional needs met there, but I still need my friends. I need my girlfriends. I need my church members. I need my coworkers. I still need those people. So a video message is very cool, and it could last into perpetuity. It could last forever. Making a financial gift to any charity is always a good idea. And here's something that someone very dear to me used to do, was pick up trash in the park.
Yes.
So if you see something lying about and you have the ability to pick it up and dispose of it, please don't just let trash
I agree.
Be all over the place. It belongs in a receptacle.
It's that time again.
Okay.
I think this might be our final break. I'm not sure. So we will be right back. It's About Town Deb and Yvonne Murphy, my Sassy Soul Sister. We'll be right back.
Now more than ever, family matters, and Surratt Law Practice has your family in mind. Kimberly Surratt and her team have been helping maintain healthy families through their holistic approach to adoption and surrogacy, child custody, estate planning, and more for over 13 years. Your family law concerns are in caring hands with Surratt Law. Schedule your private consultation with a compassionate Surratt Law Practice team member today by calling 775-636-8200 or visiting lawyersforfamilies.com. Surratt Law, where family matters.
You're enjoying this episode on Angel Phoenix Productions Podcast Network. To explore a complete lineup of quality programs and media production services, head on over to angelphoenix.com or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Angel Phoenix Productions.
Ready to help from her toes to her head. Just give her a shout. Call About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back, Yvonne.
Yes.
So my Sassy Soul Sister here, she keeps up with all the gossip and the housewives. And
somebody needs to keep up.
I don't very often, but I have this little email I get with these news tidbits. And I thought, today's a good day to read that because I want to be up on the news.
Tell us.
So
Rihanna.
She is back. And it said, I don't want to get this wrong, so just bear with me. It says a supermodel announced that she will be performing at the 223 Super Bowl halftime show now sponsored by Apple Music in a mega virtual tweet. Fans have been waiting a long time. So you love her. So tell me about what your thought about that.
So I think that's a wonderful choice. When I think about who's been performing in past years, Rihanna feels fresh to me, and it's relevant and it's clean. And I'm not a big fan of her music. It's a little bit of a generational gap there, but I respect the hustle. She's built an amazing empire through cosmetics and clothes. So she's not just singing. Mm-hmm. She's doing other things. I believe she recently became a mother. I'm a little out of that loop, but I'm excited about her performance, and I think it'll give us something fun, and I'm excited.
Well, you were talking about the Super Bowl. I didn't realize they planned it out years ahead on where it's going to be and who's going to be doing it. So what's the scoop on that?
Most of you know I have a second home in Las Vegas, and so I have to keep up with what's going on there as well. I love this state, and I can't make up my mind where I want to be, so I'm just all over the place. But
she needs to be both.
I am very excited about Formula One racing in Las Vegas. I'm also very excited about Super Bowl 2024 in Las Vegas. If you have any intention of participating at any level, I would suggest you get on that website now.
That's the closest
it's a big deal for tourism, and the Las Vegas Visitors Authority Convention, the LVCVA, probably would appreciate the fact that I'm telling you this.
Yeah, they would.
It's an amazing website. Just Google Super Bowl 2024. It's all about Las Vegas. It's all about Nevada. It puts us on the world stage, and the construction and what's going on in Las Vegas to prepare for this, unbelievable. And let us not forget, our state's revenues, a good portion of them are generated out of Clark County. So Super Bowl 2024, amazing, huge, big.
So I forgot something else I did. Another thing I did this weekend. We were talking football. That took me to Monster Jam. I don't know how that went together. So my two boys, it was Joey's birthday on the 24th, my youngest son. And I was offered to, a family things. I didn't even know what. I just know they're big trucks with big wheels. So I go, Joey, why don't we go to Monster Jam for your birthday? Wow. And he's 32, and Josh is 33. And he goes, okay, that could be fun, Mom. So the three of us go, and we walk in, and it's so loud, and people all have headsets, and it's all amazing little kids. Okay, I'm a mom with my 30-year-olds, and I was the only mom. But I'm telling you, we had so much fun. And it was like just to watch the kids around us, and the moms and the dads and the grandparents, and the kids all had like these ear things with lights going, and nice. And you were able to vote. So I didn't do it, but on the people around us knew all these drivers. And there was one fancy guy who has been there. It was his 40th anniversary. Wow. So he was there. So my kids knew who he was. Okay. And there was a gal who she rocked it. I literally sat there and I'm like, why? Where?
I don't even understand how they get inside the truck. Do you see how high they are off the ground?
And they crawl up in it.
It's amazing.
It was like the most. I felt like here's About Town Dev, and I'm at Monster Jam, and
it takes all kinds of events to keep a community entertained.
But I got to tell you, if you could see the looks on these kids' faces when they would go, when the engines would rev, and then they would do these donut things, and it was. I got to say, so Monster Jam, thank you for the tickets, because I wish I would have. My kid's like, Mom, you never took us. I'm like, I didn't even know there was a Monster Jam. I thought they were just little toy cars.
Well, talking about things to go to, in addition, one of my 5 jobs, as we all know, is I have 5. Apparently 4 wasn't enough. I have 5. I'm the chairman of the Reno Philharmonic, and we're about to start the classic season. I want to encourage you to go online, renophil.com, and look at the schedule and see what you like and where you can fit in. And I'd love it if you were a season ticket holder and if you came to everything. But coming up on October 15th and 16th is a beautiful work called Shaherazade. It's one of my all-time favorites. It will include a piece of music that touches my heart, Rhapsody in the Theme of Paganini. It's by Sergei Makhanoff. Where you would recognize this music is in the movie Somewhere in Time. When Christopher Reeves was transcending through time, there was a certain set of music that they played, and it's that music. But anyway, This will be for piano with the entire orchestra, 24 variations. And it's a beautiful violin solo at some point. But please go online, renophil.com, and look at our season. I am thrilled. Laura Jackson is the most amazing conductor in the world. And we're also, for your pleasure, we are producing and presenting, I want to say, our new CEO, a young man named Ignacio that we stole from another state. Ooh. He will be our new CEO officially in place here in October. So the Reno Philharmonic has a lot going on. Please go online and support those efforts, because music is another way we heal the community. And it's also a way that we expand the knowledge of our community. And people often say what Reno doesn't have, but we have an amazing Philharmonic. We have amazing art museum. We have an amazing healthcare system. We have a lot of things that I'm passionate about. And that's why I have 5 jobs in all those arenas. And so, you can't talk about what the community doesn't have if you don't support what we do have. So be it Monster Jam or a beautiful symphonic piece of music, or going to the art museum, which is currently under construction for the next 2 years for our expansion, but open to the public, a beautiful art collection in there. Please support these things, and please participate, and please engage with us and give us some feedback, because it's our community, and we should be proud of it.
And since we're talking about art and music, we have a lot of local musicians that work so hard, and they go and they're playing at pubs and bars and wineries and for entertainment and to help like nonprofits. And there's a thing about the tipping. We are really good about tipping at restaurants, but you see them and they're playing their little heart out. Yeah. And people are like, yeah. And then they walk by and they don't, put $1, put $2 or something. Cause they literally practice and they're there to fill our hearts with music.
So that's a good point, because the instruments aren't free. The sheets of music aren't free. They're
travel to get there.
The travel. And so we want to support, all the arts. And that includes people who sing and people who play instruments and ballerinas and so on and so forth. They have to practice. They have to have equipment. They have to have tools of their trade. And so it is if you're in a restaurant and you've got live music, certainly you can put a couple of dollars in that glass bowl.
I was just, because I'm out a lot, and I'm at places. Sometimes there's a jar, and I'll be the first one. I'll put a 5 in there, because at least that shows people put something, or I'll put 3 ones or whatever I have. And then you'll see other people will do it. So sometimes be the first one, because it takes that first one. And once the first one, then they may get another one. And I've seen other times when it's jammed packed, or they have the Venmos now, so you can go and Venmo them. But I really feel like, they really do support our community.
Yeah. And it's important. Yeah. And again, it all links back to philanthropy, that tip to the musician, participating in your community, supporting all the various programs that are going on. Be aware, participate, and engage. It's important. And I think our city, I've been in the state 42 years, and I've always had a home both in Reno and or Las Vegas. And I have to tell you, our community, Northern Nevada, has grown so beautifully. Yeah. We didn't overbuild. We didn't do it too fast. We maintained some control. And so now that we're, growing the way we are, we need the arts. We need the wine tastings. We need the food tastings, the chocolate tastings. Speaking of birthdays, I have one coming up tomorrow. So I just want to say that I'm still 46. We're going to claim that.
Are you forever 46?
I'm forever 46. I like that. And it's a beautiful thing.
What are you doing?
Well, I started celebrating this weekend.
I figured that.
I did.
Did you get any pre-birthday presents?
Of course I did.
Are you wearing any of them?
No. And I'm a little overwhelmed with my wonderful person's generosity. Speechless, actually, but yes, but I'm the kind of birthday girl, I tell you what I want, so I'm not disappointed. Like, I just think it's best to be honest. And I remember saying, honey, when it's my birthday, can I have such and such a thing? And he just looked at me and smiled. And so we did some birthday shopping this weekend. We did some damage in those couture shops at Bellagio. We did some damage. Beautiful birthday. And his birthday was 8 days before my birthday. So we're born the same month, the same year, 8 days apart.
So what did you get him for his birthday?
I bought him a lot of things, but the thing that he's most thrilled about is his Louis Vuitton dress belt.
Fancy pants.
Well, he's a fancy pants. So
he is a fancy pants.
He's a fancy pants. And trust me, he was far more generous with me. But yes, it's my birthday and I'm going to forever be 46 because I just refuse to be beyond 46. I'm just going to hold it.
It's how you feel.
It's my truth, and I'm going to stick to it.
I love your truth, and I love that you are on this.
And speaking of birthdays, a shout out to Emily in my office. Emily's I think you spoke to Emily today. I think I had her call you, or she will call you.
She will call
to talk
me.
about the podcast for mental health.
Yeah.
But today's her birthday, so when I leave here, and this doesn't air for when till tomorrow.
It'll Wednesday, as you're watching Wednesday.
So I'm going to leave this podcast and go buy Emily a surprise birthday present.
Okay.
Because I think it's important to acknowledge people's birthdays.
Yes, we do. And so,
so this has been so much fun.
It's so much fun. And
it goes by so quickly.
But we want to wish you all a beautiful week. And remember to be kind, have grace, and together we're one heart.
Happy fall, happy
birthday.
autumn. Yes, thank you.
We'll be back next. Well, you'll be back next. Actually, 2 weeks she's here. We have 2 shows in a row with Renown.
Yes.
So we're going to be sharing lots. You're going to take. I'm going to have her take charge of that one. So it's About Town Deb and Yvonne Murphy. We're so grateful you're here with us. Have a great afternoon, evening.
This podcast was a production of Angel Phoenix Productions. Explore more episodes of this show or other great shows on the Angel Phoenix Podcast Network by visiting angelphoenix.com. The views expressed in this show do not necessarily represent those of Angel Phoenix Productions or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.